My name is Noe Lerma, firefighter 2 here in the city of La Quinta, and you're watching Report on Conditions.
This week, we'll highlight a positive medical emergency in Perris, as well as 2 vegetation fires throughout the county. And your fire department participated in some community engagement with our law enforcement partners at National Night Out.
Engine 1 with report on conditions.
Hey everyone, I'm Fire Captain Johnny Garcia, and thanks for joining us on today's episode of Report on Conditions. To start, we'll take a look at our annual National Night Out events, where we got to spend some time with our communities.
Every year, National Night Out brings neighbors together with a simple but powerful purpose: strengthening the relationship between first responders and the communities we proudly serve. National Night Out is more than an annual event. It's an opportunity to bring first responders and the communities we serve together, not during an emergency, but in moments that build trust long before one ever happens. For CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department, standing alongside our law enforcement partners is a reminder that public safety is never the responsibility of just one agency. Every day, we work together with one shared mission: protecting lives, serving our communities, and being there when we're needed most. By working together, we improve communication, strengthen trust, and create relationships that make a difference when our community needs us most. It's about neighbors meeting neighbors, families asking questions, children dreaming about one day wearing the uniform, and community members getting to know the person behind the badge. These conversations matter. They strengthen relationships, build confidence, and remind us that the strongest communities are built through connection. Thank you to everyone who joined us for this year's National Night Out. Your support, engagement, and partnership are what make events like these so meaningful. Together, we're building safer neighborhoods, stronger partnerships, and a more connected community, one conversation at a time.
From July 27th through August 9th, 2026, your firefighters responded to a total of 8,173 calls for service. Of those calls, 6,224 were medical emergencies and 241 were fire-related calls. Let's go see what some of those incidents look like. On Wednesday, July 29th, firefighters were dispatched to a reported structure fire in the 1100 block of Ramsey Street in the city of Banning. The first arriving engine reported a vacant building with heavy smoke coming from the roof and sides, and additional engines were requested to respond. The fire was quickly contained to a debris pile inside the building with no extension. Fire personnel were committed for about 2 hours working on overhaul and full extinguishment. There were no injuries to civilians or firefighters reported. We have a very happy incident to share. On Tuesday, July 29th, firefighters responded to a 911 call indicating that a woman was in active labor at home. When firefighters from Station 90 arrived, the paramedics determined that the baby was making an imminent entrance to the world and helped mom deliver a healthy baby girl at 7:47 a.m. Mom and the new baby were transported to a local hospital for evaluation and are doing great. On Saturday, August 1st at about 8:30 p.m., firefighters responded to a reported vegetation fire at the 22,700 block of San Jacinto Avenue in unincorporated Perris. The first arriving battalion chief reported 1 acre of heavy fuels and debris burning with structures threatened. Multiple fire engines, hand crews, and bulldozers were able to contain the fire to approximately 6 acres with no damage to any structures. Due to the large amount of debris burning within the fire's perimeter, firefighters remain on scene overnight working on containment and mop-up. On Sunday, August 2nd, at 4:30 in the afternoon, resources were called to a vegetation fire that occurred near the intersection of Silvova Road and Chavela Drive, just northeast of San Jacinto. The first arriving chief reported about 4 acres burning at a moderate rate of spread and heavy fuels. A request for additional aircraft, engines, and hand crews was made, and firefighters were able to stop the forward rate of spread of the fire at 15 acres. Thankfully, no structures were damaged or destroyed, and no injuries were reported. Fire personnel remain on scene for several hours working on mop-up.
Hi, I'm firefighter paramedic Landon Kippis from the Mecca Fire Station 40, and guys, it's warming up out there, so let's talk about some water safety tips. Drowning is one of the leading causes of death in young children, but the good news is it is preventable. One tip is supervision. Always designate a watcher to watch the children in the pool. Put phones away and avoid distractions. Another great tip is swim lessons. Even if you're a strong swimmer like myself, you can still find yourself in some slippery situations. Enrolling your children in some age-appropriate swim lessons can help reduce the risk of drowning. Here's another good one, pool safety. Installing a 4-sided fence around pools is a great way to mitigate risk as well, using things like self-closing and self-latching gates, as well as keeping pool toys out of the water when not in use to avoid your little ones from trying to grab in the pool. Another really important tip to use is life jackets, which is one of the most important ones. A great way to prevent accidental drownings is to ensure that your child wears properly fitted life jackets around any body of water. And also making sure that your child doesn't rely on floaties or pool toys as safety devices, because they are not the same thing. So this summer, make sure to remember these 3 important things: pool safety, flotation devices, and supervision. From the Mecca Fire Station 40, stay safe, Riverside County.
That's all for this week's Report on Conditions. Follow your firefighters in action on our social media at CAL FIRE RRU and stay up to date on incidents happening countywide. If you caught any great footage of our firefighters at work or out in the community, send them to us at rrupio@fire.ca.gov. On behalf of your Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, I'm Fire Captain Johnny Garcia. Thanks for watching.